Jai Gurudev. I gave you homework to read page 100 and 101. I hope you are all up to speed. Very interesting question has been asked here. Yeah, if we look at page 101, Rama asked, "O sage, this is indeed puzzling. How can that which was seen in a dream or a hallucination be also experienced in the reality of the waking state?" And this is amazing, yeah. This is the deep dynamics of the consciousness. You remember 3 states, yeah? The waking state, the dreaming state, and the sleep state, Sushupti. Now here Rama is saying, if I am in a dream and I wake up, I recognize, oh, that was just a dream and it's over. And then my waking state starts. But how is it that here King Lavanya experienced everything that he saw in a dream in his waking state? Yeah. So a similar thing will happen to you. Yeah. When you reach enlightenment or very close to the door of Turiya and recognize, oh, how did I think all that, those Yoga Vasistha sessions, yeah, and reading all these pages, yeah, was real. And how come all these people have come to the door of Turiya? They are today also there. How did I experience it in the dream as well as here when I am awake? Yes. So let's look at Vasistha's answer. Vasistha answered, "But, O Rama, all this is ignorance. The notions of far and near, a moment and eternity, are all hallucinations. In ignorance, the real appears to be unreal, and the unreal seems to be real." Yeah, this happens to you now when you are dreaming, sleeping in the night. Yeah, if you see a ghost, you're in a nightmare, you actually start sweating. You feel the fear. Yeah, and you sometimes wake up screaming. Yeah, that which was unreal seemed so real. Yeah. So understand this. Huh? The individualized consciousness perceives what it thinks it perceives. Very important sentence. Highlight it. Whatever you think, that is what you will be. Yeah? So understand, if you have a reality today around you which you think so strongly, this is my reality, your husband, your wife, your kids, your family, your home, yeah, your car, everything, that is your reality today, your job, your boss, etc., etc. Yeah? That reality you have created. Your mind thought of it and has started perceiving it. Yeah? The individualized consciousness perceives what it thinks it perceives on account of its conditioning. Yeah, we spoke about conditioning 2 Yoga Vasistha sessions ago. Yeah, whatever I see through my 5 senses or I experience through my 5 sense objects goes and sits in my subconscious. Yeah, and then that becomes my mental conditioning, and suddenly a thought comes up. So if I am exposed a lot to knowledge and satsang, pure sattvic thoughts come to me. If I am exposed to alcohol, drugs, smoking, those kind of tamasic thoughts come up. Yes? So it completely depends on the mental conditioning, what thoughts will come up, and then what thoughts come up, that is the reality you create for yourself. on account of ignorance, when the notion of egotism arises, at that very moment the delusion of a beginning, a middle and an end also arises. Yeah? This is talking about the pool of consciousness. In that pool, the moment there was an I, that I that arose, that is the egotism arising, the notion of egotism. And at that very moment, the delusion also of a beginning, a middle and an end arose. Yes? Somebody asked me this question, I'll send it out to you. Causation. Swami Venkatesananda has said that until you are stuck in time, space and causation, there is no freedom for you. What is causation? Cause and effect. Yes? So if I think about something, that is what happens. Yeah? And whatever happens, again conditions my mind, and then of course the similar thoughts come up, and again that thing happens, or a similar thing on that line happens. So if I have tamasic conditioning, tamasic thoughts, tamasic action, again the tamasic action leaves a tamasic conditioning, again tamasic thoughts, again tamasic action, and the chain continues. It's a vicious cycle you are stuck in. And this vicious cycle means causation. Yes? And when I am stuck so much in this causation, I am stuck in duality of I and you, when I am stuck in, raga and dvesha, I like this, I don't like this, I am creating karma. So a person who is stuck in these cycles, he's also stuck in the cycle of life and death because of the raga and dvesha created. Yes? So where is there freedom for such a person? This was a statement by Swami Venkatesananda. He's got up. So the similar thing Yoga Vasistha says here. On account of ignorance, when the notion of egotism arises, at that very moment, the delusion of a beginning, a middle and an end also arises. One who is thus deluded thinks that he is an animal and experiences this. All this happens on account of accidental coincidence. Just as a crow flies towards a coconut palm, and as it alights on the tree, a fruit falls down, as if the crow dislodged it. Though in fact, the crow did not. Similarly, by pure coincidence and in ignorance, the unreal seems to be real. Yes? So if you are thinking that Ekta is real, and this Yoga Vasistha session is real, think again. Now we'll go on to page 102.
Avidyaya madatvasya sambandho nopapadyate sambandha sadrashanam chayah sputah svanubhutitah. Vasistha continued. In this hypnotic state, the king Ravana obviously saw reflected in his own consciousness the marriage of a prince with the tribal woman, etc., and he experienced it as if it happened to him. A man forgets what he did earlier in his life, even at the same time he had devoted a lot of time and energy to that action. Even so, he now thinks that he did not do what he actually did. Discrepancies in memory are often seen. Even as one sometimes dreams of a past incident as if it happens now, Ravana experienced in his vision some past incident connected with the tribesmen. It is possible that the people in the forests on the slopes of the Vindhya experienced in their own minds the visions that happened in the consciousness of Ravana. It is also possible that Ravana and his tribesmen saw in their own minds whatever was experienced by the other. these hallucinations become reality when experienced by many. Even as a statement made by very many people is accepted as true. When they are incorporated in one's life, they acquire their own reality. After all, what is the truth concerning the things of this world except how they are experienced in one's own consciousness?
This is very beautiful, huh? Yes. Even as one sometimes dreams of a past incident as if it happens now. Ravana experienced in his vision some past incident connected with the tribesmen. And it is possible that people in the forest, there on the slopes of the Vindhya mountains, also experienced in their own minds the visions that appear in the consciousness of Ravana. Yes? So, I think some time ago, Mohit asked this question, right? Yeah, how is it that we are all dreaming the same thing? Here is your answer, Mohit. Yes? We are all in the same dream because of our own raga and dvesha with each other. We have to come back together in the same dream. Yes? We call it a dream, yeah, just to understand, to help the mind understand. That is the closest word you can use to understand what is an illusion. Yes? Basically, the Purusha has forgotten that it is the Brahman. Yeah, and it thinks I am something. And it got lost in the Prakriti. Yes? Now, this entire drama of the ego is an illusion because it doesn't exist. Now, how to explain this? Yeah, that is why so beautifully he has explained it to you that we could all be dreaming the same thing at the same time and dreaming about each other because of our ragas and dveshas are so strong. Yes, that's how we are all together. And yes, it is all a dream. Yeah. However difficult this might be to understand right now, it is simply because when you are in a dream, you hardly ever can know that you are dreaming. Yeah? It is as simple as that. Yes? So, till the time you reach that door where you see it, do not stop. Yeah? Now we'll read ahead. Yes? In the middle of that paragraph, these hallucinations become reality when experienced by many, even as a statement made by very many people is accepted as true. Yeah? Especially you have seen this in the Indian media. Anything that they want to really make public and they want people to believe, they scream and shout and tell you again and again and again. And when it is repeated so many times, the innocent mind thinks this is what reality is. So many times, in so many cases, after years, it has come out that this wasn't true and the media had just hyped it. Yes, exactly like that. By repetition, unreal seems to be real. Understand this last thing. By repetition, unreal seems to be real. This we have repeated lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. We've repeated it so innumerable times by now that now we think this is real. Yes? And that is our biggest challenge. Yes? We have to wake our own selves up. There is no alarm clock here. Yeah? There is no other person who's going to come and shake you. You have to make the effort to wake up. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Omniscience is not a real entity, even as oil in sand is not a real entity. Omniscience and the self cannot have any relationship, for there can be relationship only between same or similar entities. This is obvious in everyone's experience. Thus, it is only because consciousness is infinite that everything in the universe becomes knowable. It is not as if the subject illumines mind the object which has no lumosity of its own. But since consciousness is all this, everything is self-luminous without requiring a perceiving intelligence. It is by the action of consciousness becoming aware of itself that intelligence manifests itself, not when consciousness apprehends an inert object. It is not correct to say that there is a mixture in this universe of the sentient and the inert, for they do not mix. All things are full consciousness, and when this consciousness comprehends itself, there is knowledge.
Beautiful, huh? So, like I said, it's just an effort that you have to make to wake up. Yeah? So, I have to make that effort, no? If I want to wake up, right? Yes? So, it's exactly the same thing in this last sentence. That all things are full of consciousness, and when this consciousness comprehends itself, there is knowledge. Yeah? So, highlight this. Very, very important to remember this. That I have to wake up. When I wake up, I will see this knowledge. This wisdom will be Swabhava Jnana. Do you remember? Ashtavakra used this. Prabhava Jnana and Swabhava Jnana. Yeah? Prabhava Jnana is that which comes from the external. All these sessions are just Prabhava Jnana. But when you sit and meditate and go deep down into that hollow and empty place, in that nothingness, yeah, when you experience this, this is all just Maya, it is all but a dream. Yeah? When you wake up, yeah, then there is Swabhava Jnana. Yeah? Yeah? Let's also read the highlighted, the sentence in the bold from the sutra. Nations and the self cannot have any relationship. What does he mean by nations? All this Maya, yeah, a dream, and the self is the only thing that is real. Yes, dream and reality cannot have any relationship. Yes, that which is real cannot be unreal. That which is unreal cannot be real. So there is no relationship between this Maya, this ignorance, and the self, the Purusha. For there can be relationship only between same or similar entities. Yeah, simple. That is the sutra which is on the top of the page. Here, let's read the sentence again. It is not correct to say that there is a mixture in this universe of the sentient and the inert, for they do not mix. All things are full of consciousness, and when this consciousness comprehends itself, there is knowledge. Yeah, so if you have this in your head, Prakriti is separate and Purusha is separate, yeah, it's actually not like that. It is all just one. Yeah, but because of Maya or ignorance, which is inherent in the nature of the consciousness, the consciousness thinks that there is a subject and an object duality. When the consciousness really drops the Maya, the subject-object duality drops, there is Advaita. And that moment of Advaita is called waking up. The consciousness then comprehends itself and there is knowledge. Yes? Clear so far?
One may see a relationship between a tree and a rock, though they appear to be inert. Such relationship exists in their fundamental constituents, which have undergone a certain kind of change to become a tree and another to become a rock. It is also seen in the sense of taste. The taste buds in the tongue respond to the taste in the food, etc., because of their similarity in constitution. Vasistha continued. All relationship is therefore the realization of the already existing unity. It is regarded as relationship only because of the previous false and deluded assumption of a division into subject and object.
is the same explanation that I gave you. Till the time there is subject and object division, yeah, I will think that consciousness and Prakriti are separate. But everything is consciousness. This is the knowledge. This is the Swabhava Jnana which comes up when Maya drops. Yes? So it is the same thing. Explained again. Repeated again. Yeah. Vasistha does a good job of beating it into your head. Beats it from this side and then from this side and from this side. Some side it will sink in. You know? Yeah. So let's read that again. All relationship is therefore the realization of the already existing unity. Yes, the unity already exists. It is regarded as relationship only because of the previous false and deluded assumption of a division into subject and object. So basically there is no real relationship, because relationship has to be between two, na? Two doesn't exist. Yeah, it is just an illusion. So when there is no two, how can there be a relationship? There is no division. It's one. It's Advait. Yeah, that's why it is not even called one. Because when you say one, there is a subtle implication of two. Yeah, that is why they said Advait, not two. Clear so far? Yeah. Can we go ahead with the second paragraph?
Aparijñāyamanesha mahamoha pradayini parijñātātva anantākhya sukhada brahmadayini. In the middle between the sight and the seeing, there is a relationship which is known as the seer. When the division between the seer, the sight and the seeing is abolished, that is the supreme. When the mind travels from one country to another, between them is cosmic intelligence. Be that always. Even as you do not busy yourself with the affairs of a future village, do not get tangled with the moods of your mind, but be established in truth. Regard the mind as a foreigner or a piece of wood or stone. There is no mind in infinite consciousness. That which is done by this non-existent mind is also unreal. By established in this realization, I have investigated the truth concerning the mind for a very long time, O Rama, and I have found none. Only the infinite consciousness exists.
This is so beautiful. Yeah? This entire paragraph needs to be highlighted. Yeah? In the middle between the sight and the seen, there is a relationship which is known as the seer. When the division between the seer, the sight and the seen is abolished, that is supreme. When the mind travels from one country to another, between them is cosmic intelligence. Be that always. And we'll talk about these 4 sentences a little more. Understand the country that he's talking about here is not about traveling from India to US or US to India. Yeah? Okay. So now let's understand this. Let me use a few Sanskrit words. What is the scene? The scene is Drishya. I am looking at the scene. Who am I? Darshak. Yeah? And I am looking, Darshak is looking at Drishya through Drishti. Here? Drishya, Drishti, Darshak. Yeah? So now understand this, that till the time, yeah, I think these are 3 separate entities or 3 of them are separate, I am living in this illusion, yeah, and I am still caught up in Maya. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you have started practicing Sakshi Bhava. Now, this explains Sakshi Bhav even more in depth. What is Sakshi Bhav? Have you been practicing first of all? What did you understand Sakshi Bhav is? Yeah, being aware of everything, the way my hand is moving, the way I am talking, what thoughts are coming, how I am sitting. If I am just stuck at this level of looking at my hand, my body, and looking at everybody here, then what does this mean? I am being a darshak. I am still stuck. Yes? Beautiful, you've taken the first step. Great job. Pat yourself on the back. But there is one more step deeper. If I am still stuck in being aware of only my hand and my body and my words and looking at people, I'm 100% aware of this moment, and I do that from moment to moment to moment. I am a darshak who is still stuck in the drishya, the scenery, through the drishti, the sight. So I still think it is three. Yes, the Advait has not happened. The falling of diversity has not taken place. That is why Ashtavakra used a much beautiful word calling it Sakshi Bhav. Yes, the other word that is used is also Drishta. So don't be a darshak to the drishya. Yes, take one more step back. Completely absorbed in the 100% awareness itself. Where these three drop. The drishya, the drishti and the darshak. All three drop. There is just 100% awareness. And you are established in that. That is called Sakshi Bhav. That is called being a drishta. Yes? So, darshak se drishta ki aur chalo. Do you understand these first two lines? So, when the division between the seer, the sight and the seen, which is the darshak, the drishti and the drishya, is abolished, that is supreme. That is Sakshi Bhav. That is being a drishta. When the mind travels from one country to another, between them is cosmic intelligence. Be that always. Yes? What does he mean by that? That 100% awareness. Completely in the present moment, right here, right now. This moment, the mind is 100% here. But then suddenly a thought comes and the mind travels to another country. Between two thoughts, what is there? Is cosmic intelligence. It is also called the gap. The gap. I know the brand Gap. Yes, but you will read this if you read some scriptures in depth. It says that the mind is not a continuous flow of thoughts. Mind is not like a gushing river. Have you noticed this? Mind is like spurts. The thoughts come out in spurts and then they go away. Then they come and then they go away. Have you noticed? You may have a chain of thoughts, but this is one long spurt and then it's gone. Yes? It may be gone for a few seconds, but there is a gap between two thoughts. Yes? This gap between two thoughts is called cosmic intelligence. That is where you are the closest to yourself. And this is addressed as the gap in English. So, Yoga Vasistha gave you homework. be that always. That means be in that gap, the cosmic intelligence always. Yeah? Even as you do not busy yourself with the affairs of a future village, do not get tangled with the moods of your mind. Be established in truth. This is homework number 2. Be established in truth. Homework number 1 was be in that gap, the cosmic intelligence always. Homework number 2, yeah, be established in truth. Regard the mind as a foreigner or a piece of wood or stone. Yes, can we all do that? Yeah, this is homework number 3. Do you give a lot of importance to a piece of wood lying around or a ugly stone? No, you don't even look at it, right? Let's do that for a day at least. Just one day. Take it up as a challenge. For one day, I'm going to ignore this mind. It is just a piece of wood. Yeah? It is just a stone. Nothing else. It does not have anything interesting to look at. Yeah? Let me ignore it. Just for a day. Yes? That is your homework number 3. There is no mind in infinite consciousness. That which is done by this non-existent mind is also unreal. Be established in this realization. I have investigated the truth concerning the mind for a very long time, O Rama, and have found none. Highlight this sentence. Yes? Vasistha himself is saying this to Rama. I have investigated the truth concerning the mind for a very long time and have found none. Only the infinite consciousness exists. Yes? The mind does not exist. So let's start doing this homework today. Yeah? Very seriously, I am going to make an effort to apply this knowledge. Come what may, how much ever this Maya is strong and really gripping and pulls me, yeah, I will be extremely firm and established in this truth. Yeah, that everything is the consciousness and this mind is nothing but a piece of wood. Yeah, it's just lying by the side. And if it goes on chitter chatter, ignore it. It's an ugly little stone. Who wants to look at ugly things? Yeah? Let's take this up as a one-day challenge. Okay? Now, Vasistha continues to tell you what can be done about this. Yeah? Very beautiful. Let's read ahead now.
This seemingly endless stream of ignorance can be crossed over only by the constant company of the holy ones. From such company, there arises wisdom concerning what is worth seeking and what is to be avoided. Then there arises the pure wish to attain liberation. This leads to serious enquiry. Then the mind becomes subtle because this enquiry thins out the mental conditioning. As a result of the rising of pure wisdom, one's consciousness moves in the reality. Then the mental conditioning vanishes and there is non-attachment. Bondage to actions and their fruits ceases. This vision is firmly established in truth and the apprehension of the unreal is weakened. Even while living and functioning in this world, he who has this unconditioned vision does what has to be done as if he is asleep without thinking of the world and its pleasures. After some years of living like this, one is fully liberated and transcends all these states. He is liberated while living.
Beautiful. Yeah, we have done this, no? Jivan Mukta. Yeah, and Videha Mukta. We did this, right? In the initial few pages. Yeah, let's read this. And we also did the 7 steps in the last session. Yeah, the 7 steps towards wisdom. How you go up the steps. and I give you homework, yeah, to see on which step are you. Did you do that? Yeah. This is a repetition of that. Let's look at it again. This seemingly endless stream of ignorance can be crossed over only by the constant company of the holy ones. Yeah, that's what you do in Yoga Vasistha session. Why do you attend this? To just constantly be in this kind of sattvic company. Yeah, we might not get the company of Gurudev every week, yes, but we have the beautiful knowledge. Yeah, this wisdom itself, yeah, is like baking in the fire. And the longer you keep baking in the fire and keep baking in the fire, this is tapas. You will shine like gold. Yes? The moment you get out of this fire, yeah, then again you start becoming dark like coal. Yeah? So however difficult it is, never miss your knowledge sessions. Yeah? From such company there arises wisdom concerning what is worth seeking and what is to be avoided. Since we've come into this knowledge, we've started understanding, no? Oh, this is what I was doing wrong. This is what my mind was more attracted to. Let me drop this silly thing. Yeah, it just drops off. Yeah, and good habits get inculcated over time. But by itself it happens. Yeah, so that is why you should be in this company. Constantly being in this company, Sangha. Buddha gave this a lot of importance. Yeah? Sangha will purify the mind, and that purified mind will take you higher. Yeah? And let's see what are those steps where it takes you higher. Then there arises the pure wish to attain liberation. When it arises? When you are in this company. If you drop out of the Sangha, what happens? You get lost in the Maya. The web of this Maya just claws you, yeah, engulfs you, and then you are lost. Again and again you have to make an effort to come out of the claws. Yeah, that is where what constant company does? It keeps these claws away. Yeah, it's easier. And that is why the desire or the wish to attain liberation comes up. This we can regard as the second step. Has this wish arisen in you? Ask yourself that. Yeah. Third step, this leads to serious inquiry. What is inquiry? This thirst that you have to understand this knowledge. Yeah. Why did you want to join Yoga Vasistha after you completed Ashtavakra? Yeah. That thirst. Yeah. That is serious inquiry. Then the mind becomes subtle because this inquiry thins out the mental conditioning. I'm sure you have all been experiencing this, no? Our mental conditioning has become thinner and thinner and thinner and easier. Yeah, life is much more easier since we have all started out on this path of knowledge, right? This means that the mental conditioning that was clouding me, was bogging me down, yeah, that has lifted. Yeah, and I feel a little light. I feel as if I can breathe. Yeah, mind has become subtle. Yeah, this is the fourth. As a result of the rising of pure wisdom, one's consciousness moves in the reality. Yeah. Then the mental conditioning vanishes and there is non-attachment. Yeah. This is very beautiful because I keep being in this truth, in this reality of this knowledge, understanding, or making my best effort to understand the consciousness. Yeah. What happens? The mental conditioning vanishes and there is non-attachment. And I'm sure this has happened to most of you by now. Now you're not so attached to those people and situations and things as heavily as you were earlier, right? Bondage to actions and their fruits ceases. Yeah? Bondage to actions means karma, and their fruits is karma phalam. Yeah? Now that I'm not so stuck, so heavily attached to people, situations and things, as this heaviness has reduced, has become lighter, my raga dvesha has also started dropping. So if my raga and dvesha drops, what happens? Beautiful. I do not create agami karma. Yes, and I am not attached to karma phalam anymore, the fruit of my action anymore. Yes, so all these drop off. When these drop off, yeah, bondage drops, because bondage is nothing but raga and dvesha. Yes, understand this. Yeah. So, bondage to actions and their fruit ceases. The vision is firmly established in truth, and the apprehension of the unreal is weakened. Yeah, this is just like in the morning when you're, just about to wake up. Yeah, you're still not awake. Your eyes are still closed. Yeah, but the dreaming has stopped, and that awareness to reality, to waking up, the waking state, yeah, is closer. Like you're just at the door of the waking state. This is exactly that. The vision is firmly established in truth, and the apprehension of the unreal, the dream, is weakened. Even while living and functioning in this world, he who has this unconditioned vision does what has to be done as if he is asleep, without thinking of the world and its pleasures. So beautiful. Yeah, very, very beautiful. I am out of the dreaming state. Yes, I may not be completely awake and enlightened. Yes, but I am established in the truth. Yes, so my unreal has weakened. I am established that this is the consciousness. Yes, and I stay firmly established in it. How much ever the dream comes back, yeah, I just drop it. I recognize, oh, it's just a dream. Yes, sometimes you must have noticed, no? You come almost to the waking state, and again a dream begins, and it pulls you back, and again you go into a dream. Yes, and again then, after some time you wake up, and then you see, oh, my alarm rang half an hour ago. I was lost in my dream. Yes, that's the exact thing that happens when you come into this vision of being in this firm reality. Yeah, that the self, the consciousness is the truth, and everything else is false. This is the highest truth. Yeah? Again, then Maya comes quietly from behind, tiptoes to again catch you and take you back. Yeah? But somebody who is always firmly established in this vision, come what may, yeah? Maya does not have such a strong hold on him, and Maya keeps falling off again and again and again. And such a person who is established is liberated while living. Yeah? After some years of living like this, one is fully liberated. Yeah? So understand that waking up is not even sudden. You have to have the effort of being in 100% awareness for some years. Yeah? Beautiful, huh? Nobody explained this to us before. He said, after some years of living like this, what is like this? An unconditioned vision. Yeah? And how is he living? As if he is asleep. He just does everything that requires to be done. Yeah? Not getting caught up in raga and dvesha of people, situations and things. Not creating karma and not focusing on the karma phalam. But still at the same time, doing everything that is required to be done. Yeah? Last Ashtavakra, he says, no, Krita Krityam. Krita Krityam is what? Whatever needs to be done, he does that and he rests. Yeah? And whatever he has to do in the future. He is not in the future, not thinking about it. He's completely in the present. Yes? And what he cannot do, he drops it and he rests. Krita krityam. What has to be done gets done by him. Yes? So one who lives in that state for few years, yeah, he is fully liberated and transcends all these states. He is liberated while living. Very beautiful paragraph. Yes? Another question for you. How long are you planning to keep continuing like this? Yeah? Isn't it long enough? Lost in this raga and that dvesha and this person and that situation. But enough now. Yeah? Wake up. It's up to you, really. The consciousness has to apprehend itself, has to become aware of itself. Yeah? It has to perceive itself. The consciousness is lost right now outside. Drop external now. Enough. Yeah? Let go of this Maya. You are holding on to the Maya. Maya is not holding on to you really. Yeah? You are holding on to it. Drop. Yeah? Recognize. Come back to the self again and again and again. Yeah? So now Yoga Vasistha has started speaking about being a Sakshi, being established in the 100% awareness, being a Drishta. Yes? So let's do that. Let's keep practicing again and again and again, and slowly and gradually we will start climbing these 7 steps of wisdom and get there. Definitely. Without a doubt. Yeah. Let's go to the last paragraph where he explains what happens when this mental conditioning is overcome. Yeah?
When mental conditioning is overcome and the mind is made perfectly tranquil, the illusion that deludes the ignorant comes to an end. It is only as long as this illusion, Maya, is not clearly understood that it generates this great delusion. But once it is clearly understood, it is seen as the infinite, and it becomes the source of happiness and the realization of the absolute Brahman. It is only for the sake of scriptural instruction that one speaks of the self, Brahman, etc. But in truth, one alone is. It is pure consciousness, not embodied being. It is whether one knows or not, whether one is embodied or without a body. All the unhappiness you see in this world belongs to the body. The self, which is not grasped by the senses, is not touched by sorrow. In the self, there is no desire. The world appears in it without any wish or intention on its part. Thus, O Rama, through my precepts, the false notions of creation and its existence has been dispelled. Your consciousness has become pure, devoid of duality.
Beautiful, huh? So, when the mental conditioning is overcome, the mind is made perfectly tranquil. The illusion that deludes the ignorant comes to an end. This Maya comes to an end when the mind becomes tranquil. Tranquil means it's not moving. Yeah? It's serene, it's quiet. It's a stone. Really, it is dead. The dead mind. Yeah? Let's read that sutra in bold. It is only as long as this Maya is not clearly understood that it generates this delusion. Get it? How can you get rid of Maya? By recognizing it, by looking at it, by understanding it. This is Maya. The moment you see it, it drops. Yeah? Till the time I am lost in it, I will not be able to see it because I have become one with it. Now to be able to see it, what do I have to do? Yeah? Separate. Move away from this raga and dvesha of people, situations and things. Take one step back and start looking at it. Oh, this is just the mind. Oh, this is just chitter-chatter of the mind. Oh, the mind has fooled me like this n number of times. I remain established. Yes? When I keep looking at the Maya, slowly, slowly the Maya will drop. The mind will become dead mind. Yes? Till you don't do this, the Maya is not going to disappear. So you cannot say, oh, the Maya should disappear first. Yeah? Then I will be established in the truth. No. I have to make the effort. I cannot say I will learn swimming on the internet. Yeah, take an internet class on how to swim. And after I am, perfect in the art, then I will jump into the pool actually. No. I have to jump into the pool. I have to stumble and fumble and drown n number of times, overcome my fear of water and drowning and sinking. Yeah? And then finally I learn the art of floating and swimming. Yes? That's exactly what you have to do. Yeah? Your own purushartha, self-effort, looking at Maya again and again. Maya is nothing but the mind. Look at it again and again and again and it will drop off. Yeah? So we go back to the sutra. It is only as long as this Maya is not clearly understood that it generates this great delusion. But once it is clearly understood, it is seen as the infinite and it becomes the source of happiness and the realization of the absolute Brahman. Yes? So, enough of internet learning, of how to advance spiritually. And that's what you're doing, no? You're learning how to swim on the internet right now. Yeah? Jump into the pool. Yeah? That's your biggest homework for this week. Yes? Enough of standing at the shore and looking at the water and smiling and saying, wow. No. Enough. Yeah? Now dive. Yeah? Come what may. Nothing will happen to you. Dive. Yeah? Drop raga and dvesha. What will happen if I don't get this thing? Doesn't matter. Let me see. Will it kill me? Yeah? What dvesha you had towards a person? Yeah? Can I be in the same room with that person for 10 hours? Doesn't matter. I'm not going to die. How much ever dvesha I have for him or her. Let me see. Yeah? I am stronger than my raga and my dvesha. Let me drop both. Yes? This is diving into the pool. Yeah? Actually looking at your mind and realizing, oh, this is nothing. Let me drop this. Let me drop this. It is just a piece of wood. Yes? Can we all do that this week? It is only for the sake of scriptural instruction that one speaks of the self, Brahman, etc. But in truth, one alone is. It is pure consciousness, not embodied being. It is whether one knows or not, whether one is embodied or without a body. All the unhappiness you see in this world belongs to the body. The self which is not grasped by the senses is not touched by sorrow. Yeah? We've done this so many times in Ashtavakra now. All the sorrow is related to the body and the relationships of this body. So relationships of this body are people and the relationships of this body are things. House, money, car, relationships of the body. Yes? And also situations of this body. Yeah, name and fame happens to this body. Yes, good situation, bad situation, happiness, sadness, all is of the body. Yes, the self is untouched by sorrow. Recognize this truth. Yes, there is no Dvaita. Actually, it is all pure consciousness. When you establish in this dukkha that you are experiencing because of the body drops. Yeah? And then there is just a state of happiness. Yeah? Remember we had talked in Ashtavakra, the fourth state, yeah? Where there is constant awareness. A constant awareness. Whether you are awake and attending a Yoga Vasistha session or you are sleeping. That constant awareness even in sleep. Yeah? Where I'm aware, I'm turning to the right, I'm turning to the left. Yeah? Because it is only the body that really sleeps. The consciousness is ever awake. Yeah? Only the body requires rest. That is the most beautiful state to attain. Huh? Yeah. So, drop all these silly, feverish things that this body is related to. Yeah? Running after money, name, fame, beautiful girl, handsome guy. Yeah? If you want to run after something, then move towards that fourth state, the fourth dimension. Yeah? At least divert the mind from Rajas and Tamas towards Sattva. Yeah? At least take the first step. Yeah? So, start doing this now. I've given you the homework. Yeah? Again and again. Establishing in the Drishta, not the Darshak. Yes? This will help you cross these 7 steps, go higher and experience this dropping off of the Maya. Where you recognize that everything is just pure consciousness, there is no two. And dukkha is just because of the body. Yeah? You wake up to this, and the moment you wake up, it drops off. There is no dukkha. Yeah? In the self, there is no desire. The world appears in it without any wish or intention on its part. Thus, O Rama, through my percepts the false notion of a creation and its existence has been dispelled. Your consciousness has become pure, devoid of duality. You go to sleep tonight thinking, saying to yourself, my consciousness is pure, devoid of any duality. Duality is Dvaita. Yes, I am pure consciousness, devoid of any Dvaita. No right, wrong, right, left, yes, no, good, bad. This is all Dvaita. I let go of all this. I am pure consciousness. Yeah? This is your last homework for today. Lots of homework, this week. Yeah? So let's start practicing being a Drishta. Yeah? And go to sleep like that. I am that 100% awareness, that Sakshi, that Drishta. Yeah? There is no Dvait. Yeah? I am Advait. Yeah? Go to sleep reminding yourself of these thoughts rather than thinking about, he said this to me during the day and she said that to me. Yeah? We will not think of all that. Just go to sleep with this pure thought. I am pure consciousness, devoid of duality or Dvaita. Yes? Homework is page number 104. Yeah? And till the middle of 105. Yes? Read it till there. Yeah? And then we'll continue with what Rama asks. The next question from the middle of the page 105. Yeah? And I will see you next week. Jai Gurudev.